Hey everybody, Chris Olka here with another drill of the week. This is drill of the week number 24, carpet bombing. So, what is carpet bombing? Basically, it's a low note study to help the player maximize tone production and control in that stuffiest and most problematic long valve combination register of whatever tuba that you're playing on. This is a double B flat tuba that I shot the video on. And on a double B flat, we're talking about pedal B flat up to a fifth above that, which is a low F, an octave below the bass clef staff. Basically, that register where you start getting into the fourth valve and then slowly chromatically adding all of the rest of the valves until you're that half step above pedal B flat on that low B and you're in all five valves. And on any tuba, that is one of the most problematic, stuffiest, and unresponsive notes that you'll find, and it's very challenging. On a C tuba, we're talking about that pedal C up to low G, an octave below the bass clef staff. On an F tuba, we're talking about that open pedal F up to low C just below the bass clef staff. That register on all tubas is a little bit tricky to navigate, especially at loud dynamics. So this drill, I kind of designed to help you get used to what that feels like and blow through it, The idea behind this kind of took root in my mind when I was a student at a Juilliard school, and one of my teachers, Don Harwood, who was the legendary bass trombone player of the New York Philharmonic back then, that guy could make a huge, consistent, wonderful sound from the back row of the New York Philharmonic. And so I asked him how he went about developing that ability. And he simply said, whatever register you're working on, go in as big a room as you possibly can and play as loudly as you possibly can until you can't stand it anymore. Who would have thought? Pretty simple. You want to be able to play with control and maximum dynamic in the low register? Practice playing as loud as you possibly can in the low register. Pretty simple. Now, the idea is once you get comfortable visiting that on somewhat of a regular basis, going to that maximum dynamic place, and then you go to an orchestra or you go to a wind ensemble and you take 10 or 15% off of that maximum available dynamic that you can produce, you'll be making a much more consistent, even, and beautiful sound while working a lot less hard. So, how do we do it? Again, I'm playing on a B-flat tuba today. This is my Eastman EBB 825. Thank you, Ryan Richmond and Chuck Kerrigan and Eastman Winds for a dream come true. On the double B-flat, I start on a pedal B-flat. Take a big, deep, relaxed breath, turn it around, and absolutely slam into that pedal B-flat as loudly as you possibly can. Let's call it a fat quarter note. And then go up a half step to B, all five valves, stuffiest note on the tuba, and then back down to pedal B flat, down a half step to pedal A, back up to pedal B flat, up a whole step to low C, back down to pedal B flat, down to low A flat, or pedal A flat rather, back up to pedal B flat, then up a half step back to that B that's really stuffy again, back to pedal B flat, down to pedal A, and then finally return and stop on pedal B flat. And then take a break. Let the room stop spinning. Vomit on the floor if you have to. Don't drop the tuba. But take a little bit of time between these series. On the video, I just edited 1 to 1 to 1 because we don't have time for that. But I'd probably take 20, 30 seconds. And if I wasn't happy with the evenness or the tone control or the dynamic or whatever, if I wasn't getting the response I wanted, I would repeat that series again if need be, 2, 3, 4 times with breaks in between before I would then go up a half step. But then that's the next step. Once you've gotten one good take starting on pedal B flat, then try and replicate that maxed out sound starting on pedal B and revolving around pedal B and returning to pedal B. Rest, then on C, and work up in half steps until the last series starts on that low F, an octave below the bass clef staff. And again, the corollary notes will apply depending on the key to instrument that you're playing, C, E flat, or F, what have you. So a couple of things to keep in mind. First and foremost, a beautiful tone is not what we are seeking here. So if you're looking for beautiful golden tones, stop the video now. You will be disappointed. What we're looking for is maximum dynamic. I called it carpet bombing for a reason. I'm trying to decimate the acoustic that I'm in, okay? So don't pull your punches. Go for broke on this. The other thing is physically try to stay relaxed, though you'll find that in the initial stages of learning this drill, that'll be a challenge. It's not going to be easy because you'll be huffing and puffing. Breathe as often as you need. Breathe between every note if you need to. I occasionally breathe between every note. Sometimes I can make 2 notes in a row, but I'm moving air and getting used to that. But try and stay relaxed while you're doing it. It's a challenge. Now, the type and quality of airstream that I'm thinking of, in the low register, a lot of people will liken a big slow airstream to like the size of a drinking glass or a 2-inch PVC pipe. When I'm slamming into that low B, all 5 valves, I'm thinking of an airstream about the size of the Lincoln Tunnel. No kidding here. I am just taking a big breath in, turning it around immediately, and ramming it through the tuba with all 5 valves down. Another thing to keep in mind is that you want to be hearing the pitches, regardless of what register you're in. But even in the low register, you still need to focus on hearing the pitches so that your embouchure has the information that it needs to provide the vibration that you want it to make. Now, having said that, at this dynamic, just as long as you're in the ballpark of the approximate pitch that you're looking for, that's okay. That's okay. Because when you back off, it'll be much more easily attained. But you just want to be in the basic neighborhood. I was struggling with this today when I shot the video. I think it was around low E flat, where I was just hauling ass on low E flat. And my intervallic relationships between E flat, E, and F were a little bit sketchy. But you know what? This is the practice room for me. When I do these videos, you're getting to look over my shoulder while I'm practicing in my practice room. And I don't make any apologies. I'm just going for broke on these. So, the pitches aren't exactly where you want them, but you're looking for maximum tone. Finally, I would say when you do this particular drill, schedule it at the end of your playing day. You don't want to have anything else productive or finesseful that you need to play. Don't go and do this 30 minutes before your senior recital, for instance. And then make sure after you've done it, if it's the end of your playing day, spend some time warming down, letting the blood flow back into your embouchure, and just try and focus on getting a little bit more beauty in your tone before you put the tuba in the gig bag. I think that's it for this drill. I hope you enjoy it. The PDFs that are downloadable, or that hopefully will be forthcoming, probably will show up on my web store at chrisolka.com in about a week or 2, depending on my wife's work schedule. So again, if you want the downloadable PDFs, which hopefully will have a B-flat version, a C version, and an F-tuba version, if you want that, those will hopefully be available for purchase, again, in the next week or 2 at chrisolka.com. That's all the news that's fit to tell. This is Drill of the Week number 24, Carpet Bombing. I hope you enjoy it.